Hi, I'm Emma. If I asked you, what is the most important lesson you've learned in life? What would you say? Pause for a moment and think. What truly moves you forward in life? What makes you stronger? What helps you stay on your feet? There was a wise man, a scholar, who lived into his 70s and passed away. A long life, full of experience, mistakes, and lessons. In the final days of his life, when he was asked this question, he answered, "You must learn to be happy with everything. Sometimes, even being able to drink a glass of water in peace is happiness." At first, this sounds simple, but it carries a very deep meaning, because most people attach conditions to happiness. I'll be happy when I have money. I'll be happy when my job improves. I'll be happy when people love me. But this wise man said, you must learn to be happy without conditions. You must learn to enjoy everything you do, to appreciate every moment. Not only the big moments, but also the small ones. The first principle: no matter your situation, learn to be content, to find joy where you are. See the good in everything, and believe that more good is ahead of you. This is training your mind, focusing not on the dark side of life, but on the bright side. The second principle: never lose your sense of humor. This is something most people lose very early. Keep your sense of humor at every age, especially the one you had as a child. Why are children happy? Because they don't take life too seriously. They fall, they get up, and they laugh. But as we grow older, we make everything heavy. When you feel like having fun, allow yourself. Entertain yourself, even a little. This is not weakness. This is strength. Even if you can't change your environment, you can change the energy within it. Add some smart, kind humor. Laugh at yourself and your situation, not at others. This is a sign of intelligence, because being able to laugh even in difficult moments means you are not letting those moments control you. Let there always be a sense of lightness inside you. The outside world may stay the same, but your inner world can be different. See the world as a game. This is a very important perspective. In games, people lose and try again, but in life, many people give up after losing once. Albert Einstein had a formula for success. See life as a game and enjoy it. Work more and work efficiently. Control your speech. Don't brag about your success. Stay humble. And the result is game plus hard work plus self-control equals success. Understand that everything is temporary. No pain lasts forever, and no happiness is permanent. Don't hurt yourself too deeply, because the greatest harm a person can do is to themselves. Work hard, but at the same time, keep your joy, your humor, and your ability to enjoy the moment. The person who can balance this is truly strong. The third principle: strive for financial freedom. Why? Because yes, some people can live in poverty, but you should aim to earn more and give more. Not just for yourself, but for your children, your family, your loved ones, and even for people in need whom you don't know. This is not just about making money. This is about taking responsibility. Of course, without going to extremes, because excess destroys everything. Life is about balance. Not only work, or you will miss life. Not only fun, or you will destroy your future. Never lose your humor. Be a light, positive, and uplifting person, because humans are social beings. It's hard to be happy alone. Even while having fun, you can grow. You can talk about meaningful things and still laugh. Try to be someone who softens the atmosphere, because people who change the atmosphere change lives. And again, strive for financial freedom, because life is unpredictable. There can be crises, disasters, unexpected problems. You need a safety cushion, some savings. Even a few $1,000s can give you peace of mind. It reduces fear. Financial freedom means that sometimes you can stop working for a while. Take a month or two off, think, find better ideas, and improve your path. Because sometimes stopping is the fastest way forward. Financial freedom also means something simple. When you go to a store, you don't feel anxious thinking, "Can I afford this?" You feel calm. And that is true freedom. Peace of mind. Every person deserves this, and everyone should strive for it. Let me give you an example. There is something you need to remember if you want to be grateful for every moment, feel content, and truly enjoy life: your health. In reality, most people only realize its value after they lose it. But what truly matters is recognizing its value before it's gone. There's a saying, if you have many problems and suddenly your health fails, all your problems disappear. You are left with only one problem: your health. When your health is gone, everything else becomes small. Things that once felt important no longer matter. The most important thing is your health. This is a very clear truth. In life, almost everything has an alternative, but health does not. That's why you must take care of your health in advance. You must prioritize it and understand that health comes first. This is not a choice, it is a necessity. And because you are healthy, because your health is in good condition, you should feel grateful. Remind yourself of it often, especially when your mood is low, because this is something extremely valuable. Sometimes people forget what they have and focus only on what they don't have. But when you remember your health, you realize how rich you truly are. Now let me tell you something else. For a person to have a healthy psychology, meaning a strong mindset, good emotional state, and stable mood, their daily routine should be somewhat diverse and colorful. This is a very critical point. When life has variety, your psychological state improves. Your thinking becomes clearer, and your focus becomes stronger. Monotony slowly breaks a person down, but variety keeps a person alive and energized. For example, if someone reads books from morning to night, they may become overly dreamy, like Don Quixote. Even something good like reading, if done excessively, can disconnect you from reality. And if a person watches movies or series all day, they begin to lose themselves in that world. Their thoughts become scattered because they start carrying the emotions of what they watch. The same goes for listening to music all day. It can distract your mind. Your thoughts become unfocused. Your emotions get mixed. Each piece of music creates a different feeling, and too many mixed emotions can confuse your inner state. Also, doing the same thing all day can make it harder to think clearly and make good decisions, because too much repetition tires the brain and creates mental overload. That's why your day should be varied. You should make it colorful. This is how you create mental balance. You should try to fill your day with different activities, because you need a strong mind. You need clear thinking. You have goals. You have a purpose. And to reach them, you need a strong and stable mental state. So, what does a colorful day mean? Let me explain. It means this. You wake up in the morning, wash your face, brush your teeth, your usual routine. These prepare you for the day. Then do a little bit of exercise. This is very important. It can be anything: walking, running, training your arms or legs. Even 10 to 15 minutes is enough, because what matters is not duration, but consistency. Then take a shower. This refreshes you both physically and mentally. Read for 15 minutes, even a few pages. Even one page is enough. You can read different books each day, because the goal is to build the habit. If you watch movies, limit yourself to 1 or 2 per day. The same with series. Don't overdo it, because too much will affect your thinking. Here's another element of variety. You can work on your diction. This is especially important. For example, you can read out loud and practice adjusting your tone. There are exercises to make your voice clearer and stronger. For example, you can put a small object, like a walnut, in your mouth while speaking. It's difficult, but very effective. Or breathing exercises, slowly exhaling while stretching your voice. There are many such exercises. You can find them anywhere. Working on your speech, doing some exercise, reading a little, and watching a bit of motivational content, all of this is beneficial. Watch 5 to 20 minutes of useful content daily. Something that teaches you, guides you, helps you find your path. But again, balance is important. Watching 10 videos in one day is not effective. Watching one video daily is much better, because knowledge is useful not when it is excessive, but when it is absorbed. Don't forget to follow this channel. I will try to post a video every day. If plans don't change, I'll continue daily. Watch 1 video per day, not 10 videos in one day. that only confuses your mind. One is enough, because when your mind is stable, it works more effectively. You may not notice the benefits immediately. That's normal. But after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or a year, you will clearly see the difference. Your thinking will become clearer. Your decisions will become stronger. Your confidence will grow. Some results don't come instantly. They develop over time. And one day, you will realize your mind works clearly, focuses deeply, and produces better decisions. And at that point, you will understand this. Small habits create big lives. If you want, I'm thinking of starting a challenge. I would like to start a challenge, but this isn't just a challenge. It could also be a starting point that changes your life. For example, if any of you clearly and honestly write about your current situation, your circumstances, as clearly and as accurately as possible, because most people don't really know where they stand in life. But the moment you write it down, awareness begins. And from each person's perspective based on their life, meaning wherever they are in their life, I will give advice on what they need to do to succeed in that situation, to develop themselves, to achieve financial freedom, to be happy and content, to truly become a happy person. And this won't just be general advice, it will be directly tailored to your life. With the knowledge and life experience I've gained, and by trying to solve problems, draw a path, and create a strategy, I want to make a separate video for each of you based on your current situation, showing what you can do next. So every comment could become a video. For example, someone could write about their current life situation, how much debt they have, how much income they earn, how much they spend. These are very important because you can't make a correct plan without knowing the truth. And what jobs can they do? What are their talents? What can't they do? Where do they fail? What can they succeed at? Because no one can do everything, but everyone can do something very well. Also, what is the environment like in your friend group? This is critical too. For example, is there someone among your friends who has achieved something successful? Or are they mostly negative people who complain all the time? What about your relatives? Are there aggressive people, critics, or people who have achieved something in their lives? Because a person is influenced by their environment, inevitably. Also, which city do they live in, or which village? What opportunities exist there? What can they take advantage of? Because opportunities exist everywhere, but not everyone can see them. I can give some advice, but this advice won't be superficial. The more clearly you summarize your situation, the more clearly I can give ideas. The more insight I have, the better I can explain and create a video for you. So the more honest you are, the more I can help. If you write, I would be happy. I will answer later. I will make a video on this topic. Every person. There is something called destiny. I believe in destiny. This is another dimension of life. Even very rarely, some people may have harmed others, received a curse, hurt someone, or done something wrong. Even if not directly, their father, grandfather, or ancestors may have done something wrong in the past that somehow makes life a little harder for someone today. For example, in this world, we can't completely deny this. A person might do everything, work hard, be smart, try to get out of a difficult situation, push themselves, strive to succeed, but still not reach success. It can happen, but the important thing here is, no matter the odds, never give up. But to find the right path and follow it, you must make an effort, because the result may not always be in our hands, but effort always is. Even so, staying in one place or giving up is worse than moving forward. This is very important, because when a person moves, a path opens up. But if they stop, life stops too. A person can correct a past mistake, for example, by earning income and helping someone in a difficult situation, or making donations to funds for people in need, and in this way set some things right. Doing good is not only for others, but also for yourself. By doing better, positive things, you can also improve your own life and happiness. Because a person grows by giving. There is always a possibility. First, you must be happy, have inner peace, and then if you keep moving, somehow a path will appear, God willing. When I say God willing, yes, God willing. But this God willing is not just an empty hope. It is a God willing that comes through working, striving, and moving forward. If you want to join this challenge, write your situation in the comments. Don't hold anything back. The more real you are, the more real a path we can find. And maybe your story could even change someone else's life. Let's start with someone who is in a difficult situation, because the most real stories are the ones that come from the hardest struggles. I'll give an example. And as a thank you for following me and watching me, I will give you 3 business ideas. But these are not ordinary ideas. Watch this video until the end, because I will share the most critical point at the very end. I will give 3 of the best, almost inevitable ideas. Ideas where, if you do them correctly, failure is nearly impossible. If you are lacking, if you are in a difficult situation, even struggling to find food, wondering, what will I eat today? Or what will we eat? First, you need to understand this. There are periods in life where survival, not choice, is the priority. First, you must find a way to increase your income, save money, and accumulate resources, using your physical strength and time wisely. Because for someone starting with no capital, their first assets are their body and time. If you are in a very poor country, you should try to reach a country where income is higher. Europe, America, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, or rich countries like the UK, and try to save money for a year or 2 there. This may be difficult, but it's not impossible. By somehow saving money, you must reach a level of freedom, because money is not just money. Money gives you freedom to think. For example, having a financial cushion allows you to spend 2 or 3 months just thinking, generating ideas, or testing a concept without going into debt or being in a dangerous situation. This is called a financial cushion. You need to reach this situation first. Once you have it, then you can try out the path you want, experiment with ideas, and proceed safely. Now, I will tell you 3 methods to do this. First, social media accounts. The first is social media, creating content on YouTube, Instagram, or other platforms. This is one of the strongest opportunities of our era. First and foremost, YouTube comes to mind. YouTube's income and impact are enormous. A single video can reach millions, and it works even while you sleep. Whatever the content, if you consistently create something every day, a video, a post, some content, for 2 or 3 months, you will start to see results. At first, it will be difficult. No one will watch initially, but if you continue, you will reach a breakthrough point. This is the first idea. You can learn everything about it from YouTube. Second, entrepreneurship and idea creation. The second idea, entrepreneurship. Every country has projects, small businesses, and opportunities. There are even TV programs that invest in good business ideas. You can invent a small solution for an everyday problem, develop it, produce it on a larger scale, and attract investment from anywhere. Sometimes, big successes start with solving small problems. With investment, this can later grow into a big company. It requires more planned action, but the growth rate can be extremely fast. Within a few months, it could become a $1 million company. The key here, it's not the idea itself, but the execution. Third, pursue what you love. Third, whatever you want to do, whichever path you choose, follow what you love. For example, art. With the resources you have, you can start small. You don't need perfect conditions to begin. A famous comedian and filmmaker once said, "If you want to make a film, start with what you have." This is a powerful statement. Start from one small point. Over time, your skills and resources will grow. The content you create will improve over time. After a few months or years, you can reach the place you want. For example, once you gain some financial freedom, you can buy a phone to shoot videos. Even with 1 or 2 friends, or alone, you can make a film. By consistently working and improving, you can become a skilled filmmaker, actor, director, or screenwriter. Or if your passion is music or painting, you can develop it through practice and dedication. Every field has a path and methods. For example, AI. By working alongside someone experienced, even for free, you can learn a lot in 2 to 3 months. This is an undervalued method. I can be your mentor, your helper. You don't need to pay me. Just being around and learning from someone for a few months can save you years. It can be robotics or any other field, whatever you want. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Your support will help this channel grow. See you in the next videos. I love you all. Don't forget to support me too. See you soon!